President Trump delivered this promise to the protesters in Iran. Help is on the way. He's canceled talks with the Iranian officials over the slaughter in the streets.
Well, some estimate that the regime has killed more than 10,000 people. Chris Mitchell reports from Jerusalem.
President Trump delivered a message to the protesters on the streets of Iran.
Keep protesting, take over your institutions if possible, and save the name of the killers and the abusers that are abusing you. You're being very badly abused. And I've canceled all meetings with the Iranian officials until the senseless killing of protesters stops. And all I say to them is help is on its way.
The president is meeting with his advisors to discuss a number of options. Some believe that help on the way may include military, cyber, and psychological attacks aimed at the regime's leaders and the infrastructure carrying out the massacre of protesters.
They need the help of the United States to get over the finish line, to take this revolution to a place where it would be meaningful, would actually topple the regime. Again, they do not have weapons. They don't have any formal organization on the ground.
While the protesters look for help, human rights groups say more than 2,500 are known dead, but some estimates put the deaths over 10,000. Iranian pastor Ara Tarosian played this message he received from an Iranian family to CBN's Raj Nir.
Arash was alone. With the shotgun, they start shooting him. And his cousin tried to take him back, but he couldn't do it. And they couldn't take the hospital, and he died on the hand of his father.
There are also concerns the government will begin executing protesters in custody, including 26-year-old Irfan Soltani, who is facing death by hanging. The U.S. and at least 9 other nations are telling their citizens to get out of Iran immediately, while Saudi Arabia, Qatar, and Oman are warning Trump not to intervene. The protesters are rallying around the son of the former Shah of Iran, Reza Pahlavi. Reportedly, he's met with Trump's special envoy, Steve Witkoff. He also addressed the Jerusalem prayer breakfast held at Mar-a-Lago this week.
We need your prayers more than ever to make sure that this does happen. And we will do our part. And I appreciate your solidarity and support. Thank you, my friends. And hopefully we'll have the next prayer breakfast in Tehran once liberated. And we will welcome you with open arms.
Chris Mitchell, CBN News, Jerusalem.
That would be a great hope and a great blessing. So let's agree in prayer that this regime, this terror regime, they're the largest sponsor, they're the largest state sponsor of terrorism in the world today. They finance Hezbollah, they supply all the weapons to them, they finance Hamas. They're the reason there's so much turmoil in the Middle East. And they view Israel as the little Satan. They view you and I as the great Satan. And they think the United States is the biggest obstacle in the world to the spread of Muslim domination. That's their goal, and they've said it for decades now. And it's about time we wake up to it. The change in regime there would lead to incredible transformation throughout the Middle East and throughout the world. There's one major problem, though, and that is there's no carrier group. The U.S. doesn't have the naval ability in the Gulf right now in order to launch some kind of large-scale attack. So we'll see what happens over the coming days. But this is definitely something that Christians, we need to pray, and we need to pray very earnestly for this government to topple. In other news, the Supreme Court heard challenges to state laws forbidding transgender athletes from competing in women's sports. John Jessup has that story and more from our CBN News Bureau in Washington. John?
Thanks, Gordon. Lower courts ruled that the Idaho and West Virginia laws violate Title IX, the federal statute banning discrimination on the basis of sex. The states argued that the definition of sex in Title IX is based on a person's sex at birth. When pressed by Justice Samuel Alito, the ACLU attorney challenging the laws could not provide a definition of a boy or girl, prompting Alito to reply saying, quote, "How can a court determine whether there's discrimination on the basis of sex without knowing what sex means for equal protection purposes, end quote. The court is expected to release its decision sometime in June. Well, a Christian ministry in Washington state is celebrating a religious freedom victory. A 3-judge panel on the Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals issued a unanimous ruling stating that religious groups have a constitutional right to only hire employees who agree with their religious beliefs. A Washington state law prohibits employment discrimination on the grounds of sexual orientation. Attorneys representing the Union Gospel Mission of Yakima praised the court's decision for protecting the, quote, freedom to hire employees who are aligned with and live their shared religious beliefs. Gordon, back over to you.
It's amazing we have to litigate this in the United States, but that's the reality. Do you agree with the biblical standard on holiness and sexual morality or not? Do you act that way? Do you live that way? And in order to be a Christian, these are the things that Christians need to adhere to. And having that established now, why it takes a court ruling is sort of a curiosity to me, but I'm very glad the Ninth Circuit has ruled and ruled unanimously. This is our January telethon where we determine the budget of CBN, the allocation to Operation Blessing, the allocation to CBN International. What can we do here domestically in the United States? What can we do in over 70 nations around the world? And you're a part of all of it when you join the 700 Club. How much is it to join? Well, it's just $20 a month. That translates into 65 cents a day. Some can join at higher levels. We have them, 700 Club Gold, $40 a month. 1,000 Club is $1,000 a year. That breaks out to $84 a month. We also have 2,500 Club, which is $2,500 a year. Founder, $5,000 or more a year. And then Chairman Circle, $10,000 or more a year. Whatever level God is encouraging you to give, do it now. What are we asking you to do? We're asking you to join the 700 Club.